Hey athletes, what's going on? Branstone Brown here, physical therapist and wellness coach with Get Your Fix Physical Therapy, Get Your Fix Nutrition, CrossFit coach at CrossFit Majestic, and I work with runners and CrossFitters to get you from injury to PR in 8 to 12 weeks. Wanted to talk about rest, specifically rest days with you guys. Had some conversations with a couple people, saw some posts on social media, a couple different groups. So I thought I would address it from a number of different aspects. So when it comes to rest days, first and foremost, do you need them? Yes. Just yes. Yes, you do. Just in your normal training, even if nothing's wrong, even if you're feeling great, they're important to incorporate. Now, what this looks like for you can be different. It's going to be different for every person depending on what your goals are, how your body's responding, a lot of different factors, how rested you are, sleep-wise, nutrition-wise, so many different things play into this. But in general, yes, you need rest days. You need those days for your body to recover. For me, rest day looks like mobility and active recovery. So my rest day typically is Sunday. I do an hour worth of mobility, and then I don't necessarily do anything quote unquote for active recovery as far as, going out hiking, getting on a bike and just moving, but I'm moving all day. So Sundays tend to be like normal, like what people do on the weekends when they work. I get laundry done, I do groceries, I do my meal prep. So I'm constantly moving all day. Very rarely am I sitting. So that's my form of kind of rest day and active recovery. Now, when it comes to other factors playing into this, why do we need to rest? When should we rest? First and foremost, when we're overly fatigued. So maybe, and actually I'll add stressed in here too. So perhaps you are super stressed at work because you're working on a huge project and it's also not allowing you to sleep a whole lot. So we're increased stress, we're lack of sleep. These are great instances that you just want to take a rest day. Your body, your cortisol levels are going to be high. It's just not a good idea for you to train those days. Your mind's even not going to be in it. Along with that, just in general, if you're overly fatigued, if it's been a rough week, or if it's been, maybe you just had some intense couple days of training and your body's just feeling fatigued, if you go train that day, you're not going to be as on it. Probably not the greatest idea. This also sets you up for a risk of injury. If you know you're weaker, if you're tired, your muscles aren't going to be firing as well. It sets you up for risking injury when you are out, just because your body's not going to respond as well to kind of those unforeseen circumstances. Along with that, if it seems forced, probably should rest. If you're mentally not in it, if you're kind of basically you're going out for your training, run, or going to the gym just because it's what you do as part of your routine, but you really don't want to be going, probably a good time to take a rest day. Usually, if you're not going to be mentally into it, if it's feeling forced, it's not fun right now, then it's probably a good day to take a rest day or two, take a break, and reset. Along with that, there's been some comments recently on training through illness, if it's a good idea, if it's a bad idea. It kind of depends. So if it's flu-like symptoms, if you have chills, if you're really run down, if it's more like those symptoms, I would not advise training. If you have a cold and it's in your chest or in your lungs, probably not a great idea to train through it. If it's more just in your head, as far as a head cold, I don't have a problem with it, partially because for me, it makes me feel better. So when I train with a head cold, it kind of opens everything up and helps clear out any congestion for me. So I think you have to take it how you feel, but if it's in your chest and you're not breathing real well, or if it's feels really raspy, crackly, that could put you into developing pneumonia. But if it's just in your head and really sinusy, take it as you feel. If you feel like you can train, go for it. If you feel it's not going to be beneficial, then don't. And then lastly, overtraining. So I know for me, like every 4 or 5 months, I tend to have to take like 4 to 5 days off. My body just gets into this overtraining point that it needs some good rest, some good prolonged rest. And how I notice this is I'm not feeling as strong. Like 1 or 2 days is one thing, but if it's an entire week, I'm not feeling the strength, the stamina, the endurance, and I'm almost forcing myself to go there. That's when I know I'm in an overtraining standpoint, and I need to take a break. So if you get to that point that you're just noticing you're not running as fast, you don't have as much energy when you're training, or maybe you just don't want to get out the door to go train, probably a good point to take a good solid 4 or 5 days off. Just have fun, go do something, go play, make sure your nutrition's good so everything's on, so everything can just recover in your body really well. So that's what I got for you today. Basically, rest is super important for a number of reasons. Our bodies needed to recover, repair, recoup, reset, everything. So let me know your thoughts on this. Any questions, comments you have regarding rest days, whether you take rest days, how many rest days you take during a week. Any comments you have, I would love any feedback. And as usual, if you have any specific questions for me, feel free to reach out to me through Facebook Messenger. I'd be happy to have a conversation with you. So hope you're having an amazing day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.